Today in Math 8, you're going to be dealing with percentage problems. Now, at this point, my name is Mrs. Hesslau. I'm actually the math teacher on Team 8-1. And I really want to make sure, first of all, that if you have any questions as we're going through this, I made this video for you so you could kind of still go on with your class. But at this point, my students are already going to be working on different math things in their room. So if you have any trouble, I am in room 920, so until Miss Quinn's return, if you'd like to come and get help, I'm usually there by 7 in the morning, so if you want to come and see me, you're welcome to do that. Also, most of my students are welcome to call or text me at night, so they all have my cell phone number, so 517-414-3368. You can call until 9 p.m. But if you call or text me, please tell me who the heck you are and what you're doing so that I know and can deal with that so you're able to get through this material. So I'm going to go through some definitions and a little bit of an example, and then I'll show you a couple examples like the ones you're going to see on your homework for today. So first of all, in a percent, when I deal with any kind of percentage problem, a percent is always out of 100. As you've probably heard before, if you get them all right on a test, that's 100%. So our big issue in here is to figure out how to deal with the problem. So if I have 23 problems that I get right out of 100 on a test, that means that I would have 23% on this test. Now, as I go through some of these other ones, you may find it helpful to actually pause the video, and then when everybody gets their material written down, going on and solving the problem. It is a big deal to me that you write these down. I know sometimes you may or may not always do that in class, but these are going to be your guideline problems to being able to solve the rest of what you're going to do in class and also what you're going to be doing for homework. Okay, next part. Actually solving a lot of the problems that we're going to see today, we're going to solve by setting up a proportion. So we're going to have some keywords. One keyword is going to be is, and the other one is going to be of. Now, 100 is the only number out of these four spots that are there. But I also am going to have to find a percent somehow. Now, to solve these problems, we're going to use kind of law of proportions, and we are going to cross multiply and divide to solve. So I'm going to give you a couple examples so you can see how to set this up. But again, this is the proportion we're going to be going with. So first of all, example number 1. 5 is what percent of 125? So I'm still going to be using this guideline. So I'm going to set this up with my 100 in there. And then I want to take a moment to just kind of dissect what's going on. This 5 is going to be my is. My of is 125. And if it says what percent, that means that I don't know what it is. So that's probably going to be where my x happens. So is goes in the top of the fraction, so 5 is going to go here. 125 is the of, that's going to go down here. And then x is going to go on the top here because it's what percent. Now my job is really to cross multiply and solve this. So 125 times x is 125x. In the other direction, it's 5 times 100. Now I know if I were to put this in my calculator, 5 times 100 would give me 500. Now my job is to get the x by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by 125. So this cancels. So x equals 4. Now if this really were to work, if I were to go back to this problem where this x is at and take it out and put a 4 there, I should be able to cross multiply and they should be equal. So 5 times 100 should equal 4 times 125. If that doesn't work, then I know I've done something wrong. So I should be able to check myself on every single problem that I have. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, on this problem, what number is 66% of 92? So is over of equals percent over 100. So if I set this up 100 in the bottom, okay, so what number 66% of 95? So that makes it pretty easy to see. The of is 95, so of goes in the bottom. 66 is my percent, and what is missing, so I'm going to put an X in that spot. Now again, my job is to cross multiply. So X times 100 would be 100X. And then the other direction, it's 95 times 66. So if I take that 95 times 66 is 6,270. If I were to divide by 100, those would cancel. And it would be 62.7. Now you do have to make sure that, again, if I were to go back here and take this X out, and I was to put my 62.7, that means when I cross multiply, they should be equal. And you should check that out to make sure it works. Okay, last one. So on this one, 179.2 is 32%, and of what number? So this of is going to be my X. So here's my basic outline with my 100 in there. 32 goes over the 100. 179.2 goes here. And there's my X. So now we can cross multiply. So 32 times X is 32. The other direction, it's 179.2 times 100. I could put that in my calculator. Which is 7,920. To get X by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by 32. So I get X equals 560. Now again, if I went back here and took this X out and put 560 in there, I should be able to cross multiply and make sure they both equal each other. So that means 560 times 32 should equal 700 or 179.2 times 100. If that doesn't check out, you know you did something wrong here. Now, all of the problems that you're going to have are either going to have an is, an of, or a percent missing. So your job is to find the missing value. Now, you are completing 1 through 18 on the sheet that you have. You must show your work. You are welcome to use the back of the sheet if you want, but if you use the back of the sheet, make sure you number your work. Now, you are welcome to use line paper as well, but make sure that you are numbering it. And you need work on there to get full credit. Again, any issues, make sure you stop in room 920 in the morning, and I can see you during that time. So, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.